So basically, this guy's YouTube or Chinese influencer guy, right? He's not American. He comes on your news feeds a lot, right? So basically, he heavily promotes communism, right, or socialism, whatever the government system they have out there in China, right? I believe it's like mainland China or something. And you know what I mean? He pretty much like uh, talks very negatively about capitalism, right? And talks very like positively about socialism, you know, and crossing over to like almost communism, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure what government structure they have in mainland China, right? But apparently it's like everyone is pretty much everything's ran by the government. You know what I mean? Even like because he shows like his day to day living. You know what I mean? Like he pays a mortgage, but like the housing economy is crashing while he's paying a mortgage, but he says he's still rich or whatever. He's still doing well. And then he walks over to the grocery store and there's all this like fresh fruits and stuff and everything's clean and nice and stuff, right? And then he goes to today or whatever he made this post, right? But today I saw it, right? And he goes, look, um, if you don't, believe what I'm saying, right, about America and how sucky Americans have it out there, to us, right, Americans, go watch his YouTube. So I went to go watch his YouTube, right, and it's an American guy talking about, Chinese journalism, right, and then, quote unquote, the American guy says, okay, this is supposed to be state-ran media out there in mainland China, so quote unquote, it's supposed to be propaganda, but he views it as, oh, it's straight up journalism. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? I take it for what he says, right? The American guy that's on the YouTube, he titled it the kill line, and he says they're right about the kill line, right? So what he means by the kill line is that um, the Chinese, right? Uh, a lot of the influencer and journalists out there in the the Eastern world, which is the Chinese, right? We're the Western world. They're the Eastern world, or they're just the East, East Asia or whatever, right? But to them, you know what I mean? To them, when they view all of the media and the footage and information they get back to their um, to their world, right? They see America as very impoverished on their own people, right? So they see what we say that we're struggling to, right? So we say we're struggling through this there's no middle class. There's a big gap between an upper class and a lower class, right? So we're losing the middle class, right? But they're saying that, hey, look, you know what I mean? It took them a revolution, right, against the government for them to have their society right now so that they can have a good middle class, right? So this is where, like, okay, let me put on my thinking cap, whatever how much hair I got left, right? And let me think about this a little bit, right? Okay, you can call our poverty line, you know what I mean? Like, the distinction between um, the daily grind and the day to day paycheck that we get, right? We live in day to day, paycheck by paycheck, right? To being close to like quote unquote the you know the chill line. I'll call it chill line. I don't, I, I've said it too much. Well, I mean, with the K words already, right? But anyway, so yeah, so you know what I mean, like So like we're one paycheck away, right? And like so it's supposed to like, describe like if we were attacked by our enemies, right? That it wouldn't take much because we're already like at that stage where we're like starving or we're deprived of like food and nourishment, and we're at the tipping point of just falling over anyway. So it doesn't really it's not hard for them to attack us and they will win easily. But he's mistaken. you might have you might have been able to say that if Biden and Harris continue on their path to being president, right? Because you know what I mean, like they're not strong leaders, right? But for a long time, America had strong leadership, right? We didn't lose control of our economic health or people's capability to sustain, right? And I think this is where he's wrong, right? So they see it from the outside, they see that we're doing bad, right? But he doesn't understand, right? He doesn't understand. He just sees, and then I think the white guy right there, right, the American guy that's doing the YouTube, and he's parroting what the Chinese are saying that they're right about the chill line, right? And so what I wanted to point out is that they're completely uh, delusional, right? And the reason why I say that is this, right? The people that are homeless out here, right? And I don't think they see it through their lens, right? I do. You know what I mean? Like I talk to a lot of these people because, you know, and seemingly, you know what I mean, they're all healthy. They're healthy. They're healthy human beings. They choose not to be on the grid. Right? There's a difference between actually being homeless, you know what I mean, and choosing to be off the grid, right? You know what I mean? So you can't even take those people that are already homeless in America and you can't put them in the same category as poverty because I don't see them as poverty, right? Most of the time they have general assistance, but they don't use to spend that general assistance on trying to survive. They use spend the general assistance on living a comfortable life, free from being on the grid, right? They're happy at where they're at. So that's one thing that they're mistaken, right? And for the people that do have savings that live paycheck to paycheck, that's not even true either, right? You know what I mean? Just because we're living paycheck to paycheck over here doesn't constitute that there's any uh, an ounce of that description chill line to describe the people that are having paycheck to paycheck issue, right? Because if we talk to anybody that's living paycheck to paycheck, right, they're living an entitled lifestyle. They choose to be there. You know what I mean? So here's a struggle that this guy does not see, right? His thing is he has no upward mobility. In America, we have upward mobility, right? We can be whatever we want to be. We're just stuck in that phase where like our mind won't allow us to move upward. But once we crack the code, everyone's moving upward, right? You know what I mean? For us, it's just a moment in time. For them, it's forever, right? So would you choose capitalism or communism? I stay here all day long, guys. Have a good day, y'all. Peace. Alright, guys, so I want to take 60 seconds to recognize my sponsor. Big shout out to ShopCampSupply.com. ShopCampSupply.com has everything you need to embrace the outdoors. You don't need to go any further than staying on the home page, essential gears and equipment. Click the right arrow. Everything you need is right there for you to get active in going outdoors and enjoying your time in the wilderness and getting away from the cities. Again, that's Shop Camp Supply at www.shopcampsupply.com. Go check it out.